Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the channel with my last video for the night. Second Sweet 16, fourth and final Sweet 16 game of the night. Number 3 seed Illinois beats number 2 seed Houston 65-55. They outscored them 41-33 in the second half to pull away and get the victory. They were up by as many, I think, as 16 or 18 points. And that second half was a really low-scoring first half. Nobody could make a shot. It was 24-22, and then Illinois pulled away in that second half. Houston tried to make it a little interesting there at the end, but Houston was finally able to score with a few minutes left. I'm like, where the hell has this offense been all game? They weren't able to make shit then, but all of a sudden they're down by 18. Oh, let's just make everything now. Where was that offense the whole game? Credit to Illinois' defense, man. They were really good. Shout out to Emmanuel Sharp, though. I'm going to get some shout-outs, though. Came to college an under-recruited 3-star. Red shirts, his first year at Houston, plays 4 years, 3/16, made the Final Four, played 3,000 minutes, had over 300 threes. All time that devastated the way this core went out the last 2 years. An elite Houston Cougar. Truly the worst part of March seeing these guys' career come to an end, especially after they played all 4 years. Disappointing end, though. Hopefully he can go be a good pro and be a good scorer off a bench in the NBA. I love the Houston program, how it runs, but every year a cold night puts them out. 2021 in the Final Four, they shoot 38% and 32% from 3. The Elite 8 in 2022, 30% from the field, 5% from 3. 2023, the Sweet 16, they shoot 37%, 29% from 3. 2024, the Sweet 16, 41% from the field, 25% from 3, Jamal Shead. 2025, the title game, they shoot 35% from the field, 24% from 3. And then the Sweet 16 this year, 34% from the field and 28% from 3. They're such consistent, incredible success, but they need that title. They're not going anywhere, but start to feel like Gonzaga at its peak in the 2010s, where they had the worst shooting night possible. Last year, I thought was their huge chance. I don't know if they'll get another chance. And honestly, this is probably the least enjoyable Houston team out of all of them. They just constantly underachieved. They were against great teams. They didn't perform well. Illinois was better tonight. It just feels like they lacked a dominant front court this year and consistent guard play outside of Fleming's. Maybe the future can be bright with McCarty and Miller. But the dry spells, there were just too many dry spells, like scoring droughts, even like a big scoring drought at the start of that second half. But I'll give Illinois credit tonight. They shocked Houston with their size and skill, for sure. But it just feels like Houston has these worst shooting games in these big games, whether it's in the Sweet 16 or the Final Four, Elite 8, or even in the national title game. But Illinois is great when everyone gets involved. Such a balanced threat. Second best offense in the nation. Kyle Boswell didn't even score a bucket in this game. Still another gear they can kick into. For sure. This was just such a rough way for Houston to go out. They were coughing up the ball, couldn't hit a shot. Illinois was played really, really well defensively with their size and skill, but Houston was, I don't want to say beating themselves, but they kind of were. But they shot 9 of 33 from the field in the first half, and they were only down 2. You had to feel good about it. But the way the second half started, this game, they were absolutely cooked. And Illinois, it was just easy for them tonight. Houston made the score closer than it really was. Like, it was kind of like 17, 18 points with a few minutes left where McCarty started to hit some threes. But yeah, it's just Illinois has elite bigs, and they have really good guards with Colin Boswell and Keaton Wagler. And the bigs, man, Ivasic, Markovic, and then you have Stalkovich, who's a good offensive player off the bench. So this is a really skilled Illinois team. And I think it's clear, man, St. John's has elite bigs, Duke elite bigs, Arizona elite bigs, Purdue elite bigs, Illinois, Michigan elite bigs, UConn an elite big. Size matters, folks. Pause. And there was stuff that went wrong. The bench wasn't really good until Mercy and Chase started producing late. Was lacking. That's it. Like 30 wins, second in conference. It was a good team, like Sweet 16, but it just wasn't a great team like last year. Uzan really regressed. They had some young players as well, not really veteran like they have been. Last year was their year to win, but it feels like Houston just has so many scoring droughts. And that's one of Sampson's downfalls is that it feels like they just don't adjust to the scoring droughts when they have them. Uzan, I felt like it was just kind of useless. Sharp being Doan, the culture warrior, and being quiet as a mouse the whole game is disappointing. Those guys are supposed to be like the veterans. They both shit the bed. Sanak was soft as hell in this game. 6 points and 3 of 12. He was terrible. Uzan I don't know. He just seemed out of place. Like he wasn't a fit for this team, if you ask me. They didn't have a big-time post scorer either. Tugler and Snack aren't really post scorers. Uzan never got accustomed to playing off-ball. I felt it was a bad mix with Kingston Flemings. And you can't really develop a bench if they're not playing significant minutes. They lacked low post scoring, and Illinois just overwhelmed them. But Uzan I felt it never adjusted to playing off-ball with Kingston Flemings, and the scoring droughts ultimately ended up hurting them as well. But Illinois was just played more tougher and bigger out there tonight. This team wasn't, I didn't think it was a national title contender. I thought they were solid, but I just don't think it's a national championship caliber team, and I didn't think it was. Like, this is good. It was a good team, just not a great team. There's that, like I was saying, they didn't have a low post scorer. Uzan wasn't really, I don't think, adjusted playing off ball. And the scoring drafts, they've had those. Houston always has those, but they had them in the regular season, and then they had one at the start of that second half. They just never got going offensively. And then Illinois finally got going at the start of that second half and pulled away and pretty much dominated the entire second half. But yeah, Illinois gets the win 65-55. I'm not going to make this too long of a recap to close out the night. Really low scoring first half, 24-22. First half, Illinois dominates. Second half, 41-33. Most of Houston's points kind of come in the final few minutes there to make the score closer than it really was. Houston just completely with a cow shit offensive performance to end their season. But 65-55 final score. Illinois improves to a 27-8 record. 65 points, 24 in the first half, 41 in the second half. Houston, 30-7 record in their season. 55 points, just pathetic. 22 in the first half, 33 in the second half. David Merkovich, 14 points, 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 10 rebounds. Jake Davis, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Tommy Slavovicic, 9 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 at the line, 2 of 2. 1 of 3 from 3, 2 of 2 at the line, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Keaton Wagler, 13 points, 4 of 14, but 3 of 6 from 3 with 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal. Boswell, 6 points, 0 of 5 from the field, but 6 of 10 at the line with 4 boards. Richards, 3 points, 1 of 1 from the field, and 3. Big Z, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Stokovich, 13 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. 2 assists. They shot 43% from the field, 9 of 23 from 3, 39%. 12 of 21, 57% from the line. Got to get better on that free throwing. 43 rebounds, 13 assists, 9 turnovers, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 12 O boards, 31 D boards, and 14 fouls for Houston. Sanak, 6 points, 10 rebounds, but 3 of 12 from the field. Tugler, 6 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the field. Flemings, 11 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Sharp, 17 points, 7 of 16 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3. Uzan, 6 points, 5 assists, 2 of 11 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. McCarty, 9 points, 3 of 7 from the field and 3. Mercy Miller, 0 points, 0 of 4 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. And Sacco, about 8 minutes of cardio. They shot 34% from the field, 9 of 32, 28% from 3. 2 of 2, 100% at the line. 34 rebounds, 17 assists, 5 turnovers, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 11 boards, 23 D-boards, and 21 fouls. So, that's all to say for tonight. Recap these 4 Sweet 16 games, 2 baseball games. I'll be here tomorrow with 4 more Sweet 16 games. The second Dodgers D-backs, and I think the Warriors game, and maybe in a news video, I think. But yeah, we'll see. But leave a like, subscribe for more. Peace. Have a good night.